Whenever you're ready.
Sorry guys, but I need to address the ladies in the room. Ladies, imagine a time when you couldn't vote or even go to college. That's what life was like in America before the 19th century. Hi, I'm Adriana Ahart, and I'm here to tell you how life improved for women in America in the 19th century due to better education, recognition of women authors, and westward expansion. So now, I've had you think about how life would have changed if you couldn't have the choice to go to college. This was one of the things that changed in the 19th century. In the ideology, origins of the women's college, religion, class, and curriculum in the educational visions of Catherine Beecher and Mary Lynn by Andrea L. Turpin, we find that women were given scholarships at this time for the first time. Now, I don't know about you, but if I didn't have scholarships, I wouldn't be going to college. I'd be broke and I wouldn't be able to get here. And secondly, in this time, we find out in the Science Education for Women in Antebellum America by Deborah Jean Warner, that women were finally able to get educations in science, which was something that was previously closed to women. They weren't allowed because that was something that was known as a men's education. So lastly, in the topic of education, educations could keep women out of a harsh work environment. In a means of honorable support, arts and music in women's educations in the mid-19th century by Margaret A. Nash, we find that a musical education could keep a woman in a job as a governess or a teacher because it would make her more appealing. So, women did more than become a governess or a teacher with their education. They could become a famous author or a journalist. In Classical Daughters, Elizabeth Barrett Browning and Margaret Fuller by Isabel Hurst, we learn about Margaret Fuller. Margaret Fuller was a popular journalist and author in the 19th century. She wrote this book called Women in the 19th Century, which got her into talking in colleges for $20 a pop, which for a woman or anyone at that time was a lot of money. I mean, it's not a lot now, but it was a lot back then. So there was a second woman author that was definitely recognized for her time, and that's Constance Fenimore Elvira Wolfson. In an article called Constance Fenimore Elvira Wolfson by Kirsten M. Coleman, we learn that Constance was a respected and popular author who started writing sketches for the Daily Cleveland Herald, and then she worked and she published 2 collections of short stories that were met with wild critical acclaim. And I really liked it because she had LGBT characters in her novels, which wasn't something you'd expect for that time period. So some women chose not to even have an education and move out west. In Lady Wildcats and Wild Women, Hunting, Gender and the Politics of Show Womanship in the 19th century by Karen Jones, we find that women in the West, they could hunt and they could search for adventures and handle them themselves. So they didn't need a man to look after them. They were on their own and they were handling themselves well. And down here, that's Calamity Jane, which was definitely referenced in the article, and she would dress up as a man, she would hunt, she would do whatever she needed. And that's a woman riding side saddle by herself. She didn't need a man. So, overall, better education, recognition of female authors, and westward expansion improved the quality of lives of women in the 19th century. I believe that these women paved the way for our modern suffrage and feminism. So, without them, we couldn't vote, we wouldn't be able to have equal rights, or we wouldn't even be able to be fighting to have equal pay. Thank you for your time. Here are my references.
Nice.